Well, good morning. Day 157 officially, and we'll stick with that for now. We're having some problems at the moment uploading videos to YouTube, so not quite sure why. So while investigations continue, day 157 was Saturday, 22nd of August. I recorded this as a full-length teaching on Saturday, but it wouldn't upload to YouTube. But we've found that it will take shorter videos. Maybe you're telling me that you're saying to me that's something you should take note of, maybe. So what I'm going to do now is do a shortened version of the introduction to Psalm 7. So God bless you. Good to see you this morning. This is Monday morning, 24th, but we're pretending it's Saturday, the 22nd of August, okay? And just as an introduction to Psalm 7, you appreciate that we've done virtually the complete 11 Psalms that are collected together at the beginning, Psalm 3 through Psalm 13. We've done the second 5 and Psalm 8, and now we've virtually completed the first 5. That is Psalm 3 through Psalm 7. So here we go. We're going to start Psalm 7, and these were a collection of psalms that David wrote as morning and evening prayers. And as we've run to them over the last few weeks in our watering holes in the Psalms during tough times, we've learned so much of it. And last week we learned so much about David's frustration and unwillingness to confess sin and what that meant for him. And then when he did, wow, what a difference. So we've learned a lot. So I'm just going to do an introduction to Psalm 7 this morning, and trust that then uploads to YouTube and you're able to view it, and then we'll take it from there. So Psalm 7 is David's appeal to the righteous judge, to God, when injustice was seemingly being done, and he refers to an individual called Cush, who is a Benjamite, and this is a song that David sung as a solo, apparently, to the Lord. Now, whether he sung it as king or whether he was singing it as king-elect, we don't particularly know. But we do know that Saul, King Saul, being a Benjamite, would have had as his close circle of friends those who I refer to in our Bible studies as Saul's secret police, who were working behind the scenes, etc., to bring the demise of David. No doubt he would have had men from the tribe of Benjamin as his close inner circle, those who he trusted more than others. And so Cush was such an individual. He was obviously working to bring about David's downfall. And so David writes this psalm as an appeal to heaven, to the highest court, with reference to this individual who was obviously causing some concern, shall we say. It's quite interesting last week, as I was preparing this last week, of course, it was awful, the tragic events of what happened in the Manchester Arena those years ago, when all those young people and children were so cruelly murdered by the bomber. And of course, last week was the trial of his brother, who was convicted of being implicated very directly in what happened, and him being convicted of the bombing, and also the fact that he was given the longest custodial sentence in UK history, that being 55 years for the death of the 23 individuals that day. and the 800 people who were seriously injured as well. We mustn't forget them. Whose lives have been changed so dramatically. And what struck me, very moving accounts of they interviewed the parents and family members of those who died so tragically, and asked them, do you feel justice has been done? And of course the response was no, they didn't feel justice had been done, because they were living with a life sentence, and no sentence would actually bring in their minds justice. Well, what we can say, what we can learn from this psalm is that David learned that God is the righteous judge, and there is a judgment day, and we look to God as the righteous judge, and in that find peace. And my prayer for those dear family members who are grieving so deeply at the moment, and of course and will be for many years, and especially at the moment because they're having to face an inquiry that starts, I think, in September. So we need to remember these dear people in prayer, and ask that the Lord would just minister his peace to them, in a way that no judge in this land could obviously do anything to help, but that the court of heaven will, and that's my prayer for them. So I would just encourage you to read Psalm 7 and see how David found solace and found comfort in the fact that God is the righteous judge, and in him we find peace. So that's where we're heading over the next few days, maybe a week or so. So my shortened talk for today, we'll put it up as Saturday the 22nd, and see if it works. And I trust it's a blessing to you, and help and pray that many people are going to be helped, as I've had responses over the last few weeks from people who have found real comfort from what we've shared in the Psalms together. So be blessed, have a read of Psalm 7, and I'll see you again later. Okay, bye-bye.